Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be making some bread, and I thought I would show you how I activate my dry yeast. Even though the back of the package says you don't have to do this, you can add it right to the dry ingredients. I always do this when I'm making my bread because what I don't want to happen is to make the bread and find out 2 or 3 hours later that the rise is not going to happen because the yeast is dead. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some water, and I've got a cup and a half of water here that I'm going to use as my demonstration today. And you want your temperature of your water to be between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So whatever you've got to measure that with, just take that and take a measurement. I just always use a thermometer, and that way I know that I've got an accurate read between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're going to do now is, if you've got the little packets that you get in the store of the yeast, you can definitely use those. I make a lot of bread, so I buy the yeast in bulk. So one of those little packages is 2 1/4 teaspoons of this. So if you've got the bulk and you make a lot of bread, then put 2 1/4 teaspoons of your yeast into your water. Or you can use one of the little packages, just like that. Now you can do it just like that and give it a stir if you want to. Yeast loves sugar. So if you want to put a little bit of sugar in, this is about a teaspoon of sugar. You can put that in with your yeast, give that a little stir with the spoon, and set that aside for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you can let this bloom, and we'll see what that looks like in just a minute. What you don't want to do is, if your recipe calls for salt, you do not want to put salt in while this is going through this part of the phase of it, because salt and the yeast don't get along together and you might kill it and you might not get a good rise on it. So I'm going to let this sit here for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll come back and show you what yeast should look like when it is active and ready to go. All right, I am back, and I want to show you what my yeast looks like. You can see we've got a lot of nice bubbles on the top of this. That's what you want to see. And if you don't have those on your yeast when you make yours and you just see plain water, then your yeast is not any good and you need to go get you some new yeast. So once you open up the packets of one of these big boxes like this needs to go into the refrigerator. This cannot sit out on the can shelf. It has to be refrigerated. I hope this has inspired you to try to make some bread. And if you've never proofed your yeast before, I always do mine so that I know that it's going to be alive when I get ready to make it, and we're not going to waste all that time waiting for it to rise, and it never does. If you like this content, maybe you might consider giving me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And maybe you might want to check out one of these other 2 videos over here. You might find something else you like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to be using this in some artisan bread tonight. Bye-bye now.